What's up, guys, and welcome to a brand new series on the channel. I'm super excited to be bringing you this one. It is a Return to Glory series. Now, the title's pretty self-explanatory, but let me talk to you about my vision for this series. I want to take teams that used to be successful, but in recent years or in decades have gone through some tough times or have fallen off a bit, and I want to bring those teams back to their prime and I want to bring success back to their club. Now, success obviously doesn't necessarily mean trophies. It just means success in relevant terms to each team, thus returning them to glory. I have a number of different clubs from different nations I will be running this series with, but the first team I wanted to use was French side Marseille. Now, many of you may not be old enough to remember anything other than a Paris Saint-Germain dominance in Liga, but there was a time before the Parisians took over where we had different powerhouses in France's top division. Lyon dominated in the noughties, winning 7 Ligue 1 titles in a row between 2001 and 2008, but before them, Marseille had their own spell of success, winning the top honour 4 seasons back-to-back in the early 90s. During that period of dominance, they also won the newly formed Champions League in the 92-93 season. Now, during this period of dominance, Marseille had some iconic players on their books as well, such as Marcel Desailly, Eric Cantona, Alan Boksic, Rudy Voller, Abedi Pele, Didier Deschamps, Chris Waddle, Fabien Barthez, Jean-Pierre Papin, and many, many more. However, those glory days wouldn't be seen at Marseille for nearly 2 decades before former captain Didier Deschamps led them to league glory in the 2009-10 season. With players such as Fernando Morientes, Hatem Ben Arfa, and Steve Mandanda in their ranks, Les Faucines brought glory back to the south coast of France. Since then, however, Marseille have seen PSG become the new powerhouse in Liga, with the capital-based side winning 9 of the last 11 league titles. In fact, Marseille haven't won a trophy of any kind since claiming the 2011-12 Coupe de la Ligue, but that competition has since been abolished. My goal for this career mode will be to overthrow PSG and become the champions of Ligue 1. The club motto is Droit au but, I think I'm pronouncing that right maybe, which translates to straight to the goal, and that is exactly what we're doing here. No messing about, this challenge will only be a success if I win a league title, and that's what we want to do as soon as possible. So, drop a like on the video right now if you think we can achieve this goal and if you're excited for this series. And whilst you're there, don't forget to drop a sub on the channel as well. Anyway, not only do Marseille play in the unique and wonderful Stade Velodrome, which is in FC24, but the team I'll be using to challenge for the throne has had a refreshing revamp in the summer, signing players such as Iliman Ndiaye, Ismail Assar, Renan Lodi, Jeffrey Kondogbia, Amine Harit, Joaquim Correa, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Amir Morello, and a few others. This influx of talent is enough, I think, for me to go for that Liga Championship in the first season. Yes, they have lost a couple of their star players, the likes of Dimitri Payet, Matteo Guendouzi, Alexis Sanchez, Luis Suarez, and Cengiz Under, but I still think this squad is good enough to compete for trophies. One player I'm gutted that I won't be playing with actually is Ruslan Malinovsky. The Ukrainian was here on loan last season before signing permanently in the summer. However, Marseille sent him on loan to Italian side Genoa. I think that's because they've signed a lot of attacking players. But I might look to cancel that loan and bring him back because I really like the Ukrainian. I think he could be a good fit for our team. Anyway, going into the team, they were running a 4-4-2 formation under Spaniard Marcelino, but he stepped down just 7 games into the season for personal reasons. So Italian General Gennaro Gattuso took the reins, and he has adopted a 4-3-3 formation. But I might change that formation as well. I might have a play around with it. I'll see what suits the team best. Now, this isn't a realistic career mode, so I can buy players, sell players that perhaps might not be as realistic, but I will try and I won't go crazy, okay? And you know, saying we won't go crazy, I think we only have a 51 million euro budget anyway, so it's not like we can be splashing the cash massively. Anyway, looking at the board's objectives, and well, I'm glad they're on the same wavelength as us. They want us to win the league title. No messing, straight to the point, droit au but, as they would say. They want us to win the league title, and I am here with you, board. I am ready to win this Ligue 1 title, and I love as well that the FC24 have the Ligue 1 graphics. That's going to look really, really sick in game. Well, as we run through the squad, obviously we named a bunch of the new signings, but obviously Marseille have some solid players in there as well. Paul Lopez, who seems to be around for been around forever. I remember him being on loan at Tottenham back in the day. He is a solid goalkeeping option now. Chancellor Mbemba, the former Newcastle centre back, he's in the team. Then you have Jonathan Klaus, the right wing back, who has a lot of praise about him actually. You've got the captain Rongier, who is partnered in midfield by former Aston Villa centre mid Jordan Veretout, and then a whole host of youth talent, which I'll be honest, I can't imagine the youth players getting too much game time because we want to try and get straight to the point. We want to try and win the league title as soon as possible. So I can't see them getting a lot of game time. Although saying that, we are in the Europa League this season, so I will have to rotate because I'm not too fussed about the Europa League or any other competition. My goal is Ligue 1. That is the challenge. That is, if we want to return Marseille to glory and move on to the next team, I have to complete my goal here, which is win the league with Marseille. We're looking at a team, like I said, Gattuso's running a 4-3-3 with this outfit, but I might change it around a bit. You know, it's some solid players they've brought in for sure. Vitinha as well. I didn't even mention him up top. He's a decent striking option. Harrit as well looks like a class acquisition from Schalke. But yeah, looking at the budget, like I said, we have 51 million euros. So not crazy amounts, but definitely enough to bring in one or two solid players. And already looking at the team, I'm thinking we're going to need a left-footed centre-back because we don't have any. And Bemba's playing at that left centre-back position at the moment with Gijo on the right centre, in the right centre-back position. I like a left-footed centre-back being in that left position. I just feel a lot more comfortable. So we're going to do some scouting and see who we can come up with. Anyway, looking at Malinovsky, yeah, he is on loan at Genoa at the moment. I do want to... I'm not going to pull the trigger just yet, actually. I'll leave him out on loan with Genoa to begin with. I'll see how we start off the first month or so with the team. And if I think that we need him in that cam spot, I'll recall him. But I do like him. I think he's a good player. Anyway, we set Ndiaye to convert him to a cam. I just don't think I'll see him playing up top much this season. Aubameyang's there. We've got Correa who can play there as well, and Vitinha. So I'd rather Ndiaye was a cam and his rating go up as well. And then we look at left centre back options, and there were many options to be honest. Nastasic, Hermoso, Martial, Hinakape, Zagadou, Ake, Juan Jesus, Schlotterbeck, Romagnoli, Medina. A lot of really good options. You know, someone like Medina, I probably would have gone for. But because Lawns are in the Champions League this season, I don't think he'd want to leave. So that's what I mean. Like, I'll try and keep it semi-realistic in that sense. I couldn't see him leaving. Same with Hermoso. He would have been a really good shout, but he's been an ever-present in that Atletico Madrid back line this season. And the same with Hinakape as well. Leverkusen in the Champions League for the first time in a long time. He won't want to leave. So we looked at different options. I also rejected a bid from PSG for Jonathan Klaus, our right wing-back. It's nice that we're not doing a realistic career mode, so I can say no to the big teams because I like Klaus. He has a lot of potential, and I think he's a really good option at right wing back. Now, going back to the centre back options, I did consider Romagnoli. He has played his whole career in Italy, but playing for Lazio at the moment. He's 28 years old. He looks like a very good option. But again, Lazio are in the Champions League this season as well, and so I thought maybe they wouldn't be the best shout either because he would probably want to stay with the team and he would want to play in the Champions League this season. And that's what I mean. While I'll try and keep it as realistic as possible, I'll try and not just bring in anyone just because I can, because I don't want to do that. I want to bring in semi-realistic signings even if this isn't a realistic career mode. So then I thought Martial would be a good option. Brazilian, 78 rated. You know, decent centre-back, but against Sevilla in the Champions League. I actually forgot they were in the Champions League. I thought they struggled last year. So, the centre-back I ended up opting for was Nathan Ake of Manchester City. Now, yes, he's with an incredible team, one of the greatest teams potentially ever. You know, they've just won the treble last season. But Gvardiol's just come in, you know, might threaten Ake's place. He can play left centre-back and left-back just like Ake. And I think after you win a treble, you might want a new challenge. And I actually think we're seeing signs of that in real life with Man City. I've said this to a lot of people, and when you win a treble or have an incredible season like City have, to stay switched on mentally is almost impossible. No matter how good you are or how good of a coach you have at the helm, like Guardiola, you will struggle to have that drive and that mentality because you've done it. So, and we're seeing that this season. City have already lost to Wolves in the league and lost to Arsenal in the league. So they're looking beatable. They're looking human. And I reckon Ake might want a new challenge. So we sat down with Pep Guardiola. We agreed on a 24.8 million euro deal for the 28-year-old. He signs on a 3-year contract, 85,000 euros a week, with a signing on bonus and a clean sheet incentive as well. He's 81 rated, but the most important factor is he is left footed. So I think this is quite a nice signing. I haven't just gone out and signed the best centre back that I could for that money. We spent about half of our budget, but I'm not looking to bring in loads of players. I think Ake will be a good acquisition for now, and then we'll see where we are in January when that window comes around, where we are in the league, if we need to improve the team, if we need to sell players. But this is one position I did want to touch on, and I'm glad that I've addressed it. Nathan Ake joins Marseille for 24 million 750,000 euros. Very happy with this deal. Guardiola was driving a hard bargain, but we managed to bring him in, and then we put him in that left centre back spot. Chancellor Mbemba will stay at right centre back. So I'm quite content with this team. I think when I look at it right now, do I think this is a league winning team? I'll be honest, no, I don't. But you never know. PSG are weaker this season. You got teams like Lens and Lille and Lyon all resurging. So maybe it is time for a new team to take the realm. Well, we will see if we can do that. We convert Iliman Ndiaye to a cam, and he goes up to a 75 rated. Obviously, one of Sheffield United's key players in their promotion from the Championship last season, he decided to leave and head to Ligue A, to the south coast of France with Marseille. And I quite like him, actually. I think he's a really good option, and I'm excited to use him. That is for sure. We convert him to a cam, and we also put him on a development plan as well, so he can up some of those stats. And then from our youth academy, we had 3 players already in there, and Didier Koulibaly, the right mid, looks like a decent option. So we promote him to the senior squad, and we put him on the supporting midfielder training plan. At 60 rated, though, I can't imagine he'll get much game time, if any, this season, because, like we said, we are droit au but, straight to the point, straight to the goal. And that is what this series is about: returning to glory, getting these teams back to glory in their eyes as fast as possible. So that'll be it for the introduction episode, for episode 1. If you're excited for this series, drop it a like. Honestly, this is one I've been wanting to do for a while, and I've been really excited to bring to you. So I hope you enjoy this concept. We've got many more to come. Episode 2 will be coming out very soon. But if you are excited for the series, drop it a like, sub to the channel if you aren't already, and I'll catch you in episode 2 of the Returning to Glory very soon.